YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back here again. Now, in today's video, we're going to be discussing the next episode of She-Hulk Attorney at Law. So let's go ahead and get started talking about the next episode of She-Hulk Attorney at Law. For me, I feel like that this episode did a couple things right that I think fixed some of the problems that I had with the last episode. One of my biggest issues with the last episode is that I feel like that the arc and storyline that they're doing with this character of She-Hulk just did not make sense to me, because it's like they're doing all this woman empowerment stuff, but like she doesn't want to be a superhero, but she still wants to be a lawyer. So like, how is that gonna work? And with this episode, like the episode literally kicks off and she gets fired from being a lawyer. So she gets, but then she gets fired, but then she doesn't get accepted by saving people because of it. And it's like it's. I mean, yes, I know it's complicated to like say, but it's very simple to understand, and it's very complex in the way it tells that story. And even the little Wolverine cameo, I thought it was cool. But then, I also like the stuff that they did with the dad, where and I even heard about this, that in the comics that she actually has like some sort of relationship with her dad, and they actually were able to do that, and I thought that was pretty cool, and they were all likable and fun. And then I think the other thing I liked was when they brought in the character of Emil Blonsky in, when she gets signed in to be that new part of the lawyer crew, and she basically, her attorney is now Emil Blonsky for the release of prison. And with this version of the character, you kind of see that he was actually trying to be the hero. Like most of the villains in the MCU, like Thanos and all these other characters, one of the things that makes them cool is that they have a meaningful reason to do evil things. And this guy was not meant to be a villain. He was just following orders from the government. Granted, he wanted to settle down a threat, and he wanted to end up being like Captain America, basically, as he says in the episode. And then he wants to meet his pals that he met on Pen Pal or something. So I thought that was kind of cool. It made the character a lot more likable and compelling. I hope that he doesn't like turn. I'm just wondering whether they're gonna take this character. Also, the stuff with Hulk, at first I was like, the CGI of that shot looks absolutely terrible, but then I'm thinking like, it's not that bad. But the stuff with him, I think, is very exciting. And then also the end credit, then the last scene in the episode is pretty cool. So, overall, I thought the episode was pretty good. So now let's move on to the bad. And for me, my biggest issue with this episode is, first off, I just don't think they handled the character. I just don't really think they handled certain plot lines very well. And in addition to this, like when Jen gets fired, she literally gets a request to be accepted into another thing, and then she literally just accepts without knowing what the job is going to be. And it's like, those are like decisions I'm like, what exactly is that supposed to mean? Like, what? And then also, the stuff with the events of it taking place before Shang-Chi or something, I'm not exactly sure where that is leading towards. And also, the special effects in that shot with Hulk in the spaceship looked kind of bad. Looked like something from the 2000s, like Chicken Little or something. I don't know, I did not like that shot. But everything else I thought was pretty good. So that's my review for She-Hulk Attorney at Law, Episode 2. Before I give my final score, be sure to turn down below. What are your thoughts on Episode 2 of Shang-Chi? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Right between? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. With that said, let's get all my scores. Alright, so that's it for my scores. We're not done here yet. We'll have one more thing to do before we end this video, and that's to talk about some theories I have for the next next 7 episodes. So, I'm actually kind of surprised as to how big the theories in this episode was. So, I think the big one you gotta talk about here is the Hulk stuff. So, in this episode, we see that Hulk is now in a spaceship, in a Sakaar spaceship. I'm guessing he's heading off back to Sakaar, since that ship that we saw in episode 1 is probably meaning something, so we don't know exactly what that means. And if you guys remember back in Thor Ragnarok, when Hulk was in that gladiator form and he had the armor, and then Korg and Meek were there, all that stuff was a reference to the comic book series Planet Hulk or World War Hulk. Or basically, in the comics, there's a plot line where Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt, Mr. Fantastic, and a bunch of other characters send Hulk in a spaceship very far away so he could live peacefully happy all day. But he crash lands on a planet called Sakaar, and that in the comics the planet is run by the Red King, and he forms a wife, he forms a team of heroes, and he even fights Beta Ray Bill at one point. And if I'm being honest, I think with that little scene right there, I think that they're setting up that he's probably going to be going back to Sakaar to probably stop the Red King, to probably stop Beta Ray Bill. We don't know what's going to happen. I'm just excited to see, like, maybe we'll actually see his wife that he made, his son that he made, even Scar maybe. That's going to be awesome. I think the other thing is I'm wondering exactly where Abomination is going to be for this series, and how Wong is going to play into all of it. Because now that we know that the scene in Shang-Chi is not, it was illegal for him to get out, so I'm guessing, I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. So that's pretty much all my theories for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All my social media stuff is in the about section over there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.